Hey, so first time doing a live video on here. Let's see if I get anybody to join. Just barely started, but thought I'd do a quick update on the EcoDiesel and my channel. So I was pulling about a 5,000-pound trailer yesterday, and I got pulling up a grade. It was probably about 6 or 7% grade, and when I got to the top, there's a stoplight up at the top. When I got up there, the smoke started billowing in from all around inside the cab and stuff. Sorry, I'm just waiting for people to get in. So smoke started coming in the cab through the vents and around the truck and coming out the hood and stuff. And so when the light turned green, I kind of limped over to a gas station parking lot there and shut the truck off, popped the hood, and immediately found a fuel leak. It's kind of hard to see, but it was leaking out of this injector line right there that's going up around like that. It was spraying right up against, actually right underneath the harness there, spraying right up there. So yeah, so I moved the truck out of the way and hooked the trailer up to our Sprinter van that my wife brought over and took it home. But we didn't, or took it home, and then later on my dad came and helped me tow it to this parking lot here that I'm in now. This is next to my house. It's a little park that never gets used. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I ordered a new line for it. I found a set on eBay for $300 or $50 for all of them. It's off of 2014 as well. And I talked to them and they said all of them are for sure good. My coolant looks a little low. It might be a teeny bit low, but I'm on a pretty steep hill here, as you can tell by the level. But anyway, I ordered the lines already. They should get here before Thursday. It's Monday today, and I'll swap it out. It should only take me about, I don't know, 20 minutes to swap out that line, and then I should be good to go. But it's the first time the truck's left me stranded. It wouldn't start, obviously, after I shut it off. It wouldn't start again because it could not build pressure in the fuel system, and so I wasn't able to drive it home no matter what I did. Not that I really wanted to, because I didn't want to start a fire or anything with the fuel leaking out. But anyway, so that's what's going on with the truck right now. I did this week put some snow tires on it, the smallest tires I have had on my truck since I got it. Hello, you can see me. So that makes me look really short and fat. I am short and fat, but I'm not that short and fat. Anyway, so smallest tires I put on it, they are 275 65R 20s, just snow tire generals. I wasn't going to do it last year. I slid all over the place in the snow with my mud tires, and they're not designed for snow. They have hard rubber on them, and that's not a good combination. So I actually got some snow tires on it today, and or for this year, which I'm hoping will help me this winter. My four-wheel drive, I need to replace my front drive shaft for my four-wheel drive. It's cracked and not working. It's just a drive shaft that goes from the transfer case to the front axle. I'm not sure the exact name. I can't remember right now. But anyway, the truck is running good other than the fuel line. That is a problem. So anyway, looks like I might have to wrap this up. Getting some company over here in just a second. But thanks for joining. We'll talk to you again. Well, no, they're just pulling over there. Not sure who they are. Anyway, as far as the channel updates, a lot of you know that have been subscribers for a while know that I do a lot of gun videos, but it's been a while. I do plan on doing some more caliber comparisons. I've received a lot of requests to do those, and I need to get back into them. So I will get back into doing some of those hopefully here pretty soon. And I do have some more EcoDiesel videos that I need to post. I did a mile per gallon test when I went back from 35s to 37s, and I need to upload that video still. And then I got a lot of things in the works right now. I'm going through school for diesel performance tuning, and that's about 5-6 weeks out probably on that before I'm finished with that. So I'm excited to get that finished. I tuned my own WRX back in the day about, I don't know, 12-13 years ago, and so I have a little bit of a tuning base, but I want to tune my own EcoDiesel. I'm tired of relying on other people to tune my truck, and so I'm going to tune it myself. And so I'll do some more caliber comparisons here pretty soon as well. Oh, looks like I got a couple people joined finally. But yeah, quick rundown if you missed it. I blew a diesel high pressure fuel line yesterday towing, and had to pull my truck up here to this parking lot that's by my house. My driveway is quite steep, and I couldn't pull it up there and get the vehicle out from in front of it. Yeah, I didn't have a car hauler. So anyway, high pressure fuel line blew yesterday while I was towing, and it leaked fuel all over my engine and the road and stuff. But it's just this line right here, goes up and feeds the fuel rail right there. It blew right underneath the wire harness for the injectors. I have a new coming, and it will be here soon, within the next couple days, and I'll get that swapped out. So anyway, yeah, it's the first time it's left me stranded, pretty much. Not that I was really stranded. I mean, I couldn't drive it anymore. I didn't want to drive it anymore. After I shut it off, I couldn't restart it, but it we towed it up here, pulled the trailer I was towing up to my house again, and had to order some new lines, and they should get here in a couple days. Anyway, so as far as the other part of my channel goes, the caliper comparisons, I'm planning on doing a few more of those. I have probably 15 requests, and I'll get those done. But yeah, it looks like people are finally starting to join. Not too many. I've never done a live video publicly. 2015 EcoDiesel. Hello, Brian. How are you? Thanks for joining. You have a Jeep EcoDiesel. You said oil changes. I'm not really sure what you're referring to there. But, okay. So, yeah, oil changes. Tune it if you haven't yet. You want to tune it. The EGR, which normally sits right here, mine is not there at the moment. It's been relocated. That pumps soot back into the engine when you're driving, which cakes everything, and that's what causes some of the fires on these things. You want to tune your engine either with the GDE new tune that does the EPA compliant and makes it run a lot cleaner, or do a delete tune, which is what I did, and get rid of all the emission stuff, and then you don't have to worry about all of the reliability issues that come with those. So yeah, oil changes and tune it. If you haven't tuned your Jeep yet, tune that. Let me know if you have any other questions. But yeah, like I said, I'm pulled it to this park. New fuel lines should be here hopefully tomorrow. They're coming from Colorado, and I'm in Utah. They should be here tomorrow. And then I'll get that swapped out. But this is the first issue I've had in 40,000 miles in my truck. I was running my own custom tune on it yesterday when the oil line blew. Okay, so you're tuned. You got SFT. That's good. Yeah, you should be good. Just oil changes and run some Diesel Extreme through it every now and then, the Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme, and you should be pretty good. Watch your coolant, although that's not going to be as big of a deal. I'm assuming you still have the stock oil cooler though, which has been known to fail on these. They fixed it after the first couple years, but yours is a 2015, so you might still have an issue with your oil cooler. But besides that, just regular maintenance, you should be pretty good for longevity there on your EcoDiesel. It looks weird with the small tires, 275s. They're about 34s roughly, which is the smallest I've had on this truck. It came with 37s. and I went to 35s for a little while and then back to 37s. And I have a video I need to post on my fuel economy for the 37s, because it did change again from the 35s to 37s. Actually went up again, which is what I was expecting it, because most of my driving is on the highway. But anyway, yeah, thanks for the support. Sorry there hasn't been a new video for a while for either you guys or the EcoDiesel guys. I'll get both up here pretty soon, but I have a new channel in the works with a friend that's going to be focusing on small diesel vehicles like this and smaller. And we already have a big, he has a big following on Instagram that will be moving over to this channel that I'm going to start with him. And then we're just going to highlight small EcoDiesels, small diesels, mini diesels, like the Chevys and the Fords. We'll do some other ones too. How do you like that Canada tune, the EcoDiesel's owner's Canada tune? Is that the MR tuner tune? Mr. Tuning? I can't remember right now. Do you like that tune? How's it running for you so far? I tried to get one of their tunes and they actually wouldn't sell it to me because I had SFT. I was pretty bummed about that, but both the owner, MR Tuning, and EcoDiesel Canada, they wouldn't sell me one of those tunes because I planned on comparing it to SFT, and they wouldn't sell it to me if I compared it to SFT, which I thought was a load of crap. But anyway, that's their prerogative. They can do what they want. If they don't want me to compare it to another tuner, I don't care. But that was my experience with them. But I have heard some good things from people that have used their tunes, and I'm just curious how they compare with the tunes I have. And as I mentioned earlier, I do have a custom tune on here that I've done. I'm finishing up my diesel performance tuning school right now and working on my own tunes. I don't think I'll ever sell them, but I do want to tune my own truck again, like I tuned my cars in the past. Anyway, sorry, my engine bay is a bit dirty right now. I have a few things in the works. I'm doing a new full intercooler setup. I plan on doing a water to air intercooler, and I have everything I need for that. I just need to figure out the piping for it. I'm going to use my DEF tank as the reservoir for the water cooler, and then get rid of the cooler that's there. If you can see it in there, I got a fan on it, but that thing is not very efficient. I've had 100-degree intake temps above ambient, and I don't like seeing that. So I'm doing a water to air cooler. Gonna get rid of the stock one, and then I'll be completely open in front of the radiator. So I'll be completely open in front of the radiator, and then I can help cool the whole system off, hopefully, after the radiator's not being heat soaked from the intercooler. Yeah, it'd be nice to compare that tune. Maybe someday I'll get my hands on one. My dad has an EcoDiesel as well, and so I might have him order one, and then I can compare it with that. He has GDE on his truck, and so far for my truck, I have my custom tune that I've done myself, SFT, which I've ran for about 40,000 miles, and it's worked really good. I like SFT's tune. I had GDE, and I ran that for about 20,000 miles, and I like GDE on here as well. SFT I use for towing. GDE I switched to for efficiency. It gets a little bit better fuel economy, though it's almost 6s now that I'm deleted because it doesn't have the regens. And that's when GDE shined, is because it runs cleaner, produces less soot, which means fewer regens than SFT. SFT didn't modify the pilot injection at all. And so it's still pumping factory fuel in for the pilot injections, which isn't a big deal. It keeps the engine a little cooler, and it's honestly not a big deal. Some of the EcoDiesel community make a big deal out of it, but it's not at all that they didn't do anything with the pilot tuning. But it does use a little bit more fuel and burns a little bit more soot, which makes you regen a little bit more. So now that I'm deleted and I don't have to regen at all, GDE and SFT are about the same for fuel economy. They're pretty darn close. And then my tune, I added a little bit more power to it. Again, it's just a custom tune that I'm doing just for my truck. I plan on doing a bigger turbo someday, and I wanted to be able to tune it myself because a lot of the aftermarket tuning is pretty skimpy right now for diesels because the EPA cracked down, and so I wanted the ability to tune myself. So when I get a bigger turbo someday, I'll be able to tune it myself, and that'll be another series of videos I'll do. But anyway, update those that have joined since I started. Fuel leak. My line ruptured yesterday while I was towing about 5,000 pounds and sprayed fuel all over. It got all up here. It was on the windshield. It'd squirt up, up on the hood and was seeping out the windshield while I was driving, or out the top of the hood when I was driving. So I got fuel on everything. I got fuel all over the trailer behind me that I was towing, and so all of the connections when I was unhooking the trailer, I got diesel fuel all over my hands. Made it nice and slippery when I was moving that 100-pound hitch to the other vehicle. but yeah, luckily it's a pretty minor issue, or a pretty minor repair. It's a major issue because it obviously you can't drive with a fuel leak, but it's an easy fix. I just got to replace this fuel line that goes like that over to the fuel rail right there. And I already have the part on order, and it should only take me about 15-20 minutes to swap that line out once it gets here. Man, I need to clean my engine bay. It's dirty. Well, it looks clean where the fuel was, but the rest of it's pretty dirty. Other projects I have in the works. I already mentioned the water to air intercooler I'm planning on doing. Got to figure out the hoses for that still. And then I do have a water to oil cooler for my oil cooler. That there is a factory heat exchanger, but it's very small, very inefficient. Oftentimes when I'm towing, my oil will get 30 degrees above my coolant, which lets me know that the oil cooler, the heat exchanger for that, is very inefficient for that. And so I ordered a race oil to water cooler. It's much larger, and once I move my intercooler out from in front of my engine, that'll be completely open. The radio will be able to be more efficient and cool the coolant a little bit better. And then when I get the bigger oil cooler on, the coolant will be able to cool the oil faster. And then I don't have to worry about winter startups and cold oil temps. The oil will heat up with the coolant just like it does from the factory, so I won't have the negatives of a separate oil cooler. But anyway, so that's a couple projects I have in the works. I already have all the parts for both the oil and the intercooler. I just need to get them done. It's been a crazy year. I've towed just over 30,000 miles this year on my truck, and driven about 40,000 miles total, so it's been used. Anyway, I gotta take off. Thanks for watching. There's only a couple of you in here now, but if there's any more questions for me, let me know in the comments or in the chat, and I can answer those before I take off. But like I said, I will be doing some more gun caliber comparisons here pretty soon, and then we'll get some more EcoDiesel videos up. And then as soon as I start that other channel with my friend that's going to be highlighting small diesel vehicles, I'll share that link and do a video for that, so you guys can see that if you want to follow it. It's going to be a mini diesel channel, something along those lines. But anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment. I'll do my best to answer them.